Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox298 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here from the channel, and another episode of my F1 2020 My Team career mode here for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and we're going to get straight into it. First things first, we got our first durability upgrade onto the car for the gearbox, and then my major upgrades for the durability on the ICE failed, which is an absolute pain. So we get one durability upgrade for a major gearbox durability upgrade, but annoyingly the ICE one has failed, and it means that I've got to wait till after the Canadian Grand Prix for that to come into effect, which just... Jesus Christ, it's so frustrating. But we do get our tyre wear upgrades for this Grand Prix, so we get 2 out of the 3. It's not too bad, but if you end up enjoying today's video, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, so we're trying to go towards 20,000 subscribers. And yeah, we're going to continue on with the video. We've got our major engine upgrade in the pipeline, and of course, we've got plenty of different plans that we're going to be trying to solidify ourselves moving forward with the team. Of course, we still do have the worst durability on the grid, so it's definitely an area that we definitely need to be looking at. And no matter what, I think it's without shadow of a doubt now that we are going to have to take plenty of penalties this season. Most likely, I'm probably considering doing back-to-back penalties at Belgium and Italy, and hoping that we've got a good enough car that we can just fight up the order. But in terms of the stuff itself, then we're going to be going ahead and doing a facility upgrade, I believe, if I'm right in saying, and it's going to be for the quality control to reduce the failure percentage chance by 20% in total for the chassis, which is great. So we purchased that, and now we're going to go into the race weekend here at Azerbaijan and get on with qualifying then, and see where we can put ourselves amongst the rest of the field. And as you can see, there we are, just chilling in the garage with our lovely car, and trying to look like doing a fake wave, but maybe I was just doing a salute to my men back in the north, and see what we can do about, you know, those peeps. On to our first qualifying lap, though, as we go onto the long motorway straight now that never actually ends, and it actually continues for an entire eternity lifetime format. We're going to open up the DRS here, a bit late actually on the activation there, so we probably lost ourselves a little bit of time on this qualifying lap, but it's a 1 minute 37.9, and it's about half a second shy of Sebastian Vettel, but at the end of the day, it's just to get us through into Q2, and we are at a stage now with our car where we literally can just do the 1 lap now in Q1. We don't really need to go out again anymore in qualifying. We've got a quick enough car now, with us having the second best car on the grid, that we can just get through these sessions quite easily, to be honest, and Q3 is now a new norm for us. Whereas Red Bull are actually going down the order in the performance comparison chart. Ricardo, though, in the Renault, going fastest in Q1. So, big ups to Ricardo on that one. But if we now go to our flying lap here in Q2, we're now going to go and open up the DRS, hopefully on time. Boom, there we go. So we've got that open in time. As we make our charge down the final stretch there, we do a 1 minute 37.7, which is 2/10 of a second, sorry. So we got a little bit deep there in turn 1, quicker than what we did in Q1. But I do believe I'm going to go out again for another flying lap, because we are on the cusp of being knocked out in Q2. And of course, Ricardo and Ocon and those Renaults are much, much quicker now. So as we go towards the start finish line here, we've actually found 7/10 of a second, which is an awful amount of time. And as we come across the line, it's a 37.0, and I believe that puts us second fastest, I want to say. Yeah, wow, what a prediction. Yeah, so we go second fastest in that lap time. And let's see who was in front of us then. I believe it was one of the Mercedes cars, actually, that was quicker than us on that flying lap. No, huh? It was Lance Stroll. Right, okay. Yeah, nice game. Bit of a glitch there, clearly. He's never ever going to be that fast ever again. Let's just pretend that's never happened. It's only Q2, it means nothing, so yeah. Okay, strange. Anyway, should we just go to Q3? Yeah, cool. So it's Q3 then, our first flying lap here. I believe this was on an old set of tyres. So as we come across the start-finish line here, it's a 1 minute 38.219. Just puts us in front of Lance Stroll, as I once again missed the corner of turn 1. And that was a decent flying lap. But now, on to our second flying lap here in Q3. Now we're really starting to hook it up. We set the fastest first sector of anybody so far in this session in towards this corner. Really struggled that corner all weekend long, but got it nicely done there. Same with this corner as well, as we brake very late in towards here. Clip the curb a little bit. Make sure we don't take too much curb on the outside. It's a purple middle sector now, and this is literally just a straight line. So if we can nail this section, we're on for pole position here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So let's keep the power going. Throttle all the way down to the max here. DRSs are coming up very, very shortly. There it is. Open it up right now. Let's blast our way down the straight. It's a 1.2 second improvement here, so we're going to get into the 36s just about. No, we don't. We get into 37.0 on that flying lap there. But it is pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What a lap that was. Out of the bag at the end there, and we've just about managed to get our fastest flying lap, but would you look at that. It's a Force Korea front row lockout. The first time that we have locked out the front row in this series, and I was actually in a chat with Sam whilst recording. In fact, I recorded 4 episodes in one night, actually. I was in a chat with Sam, and first of all, I didn't really sound okay. I sounded like a bit of a hyperactive drug addict, but I was buzzing when I saw that we got a front row lockout. I really want to be starting to get those front rows, get those 1-2s and stuff like that, and that was absolutely awesome to see there as we do that. And of course, so she wants to ask us if it's a good day. No, we had a great day. It's a front row lockout for the first time ever for Force Korea, and I just praise power. When I was in my chat with Sam, every time I saw something to do with power, I was like, power, because it was just amazing. In terms of our rivalry with Vettel, we managed to beat him 2-1 in the qualifying. Of course, we out-qualified him, which is how that rivalry works, pretty much. Just out-qualify them, and then you Gucci. Let's have a little look then. So we've obviously got level 17 on the team acclaim. Perez is getting closer to halfway towards level 13. We're getting towards level 14 now. Before we go into the race, though, fab. It's going to be a full wet race. Great. I hate Baku full wet because I can't drive around it. But nonetheless, though, I was having a look at what upgrade we could do because we've got 1,200 resource points in our back pocket. So I was having a look and seeing what I fancy doing. So I decided to do a minor DRS activation mechanism upgrade to try and allow the DRS to be a bit more powerful. Because I think that'll start to really become a feature very, very soon. As we've got good straight line speed, but whenever we've got the DRS open, it can just propel us a little bit further on our laps. But it still remains a front row lockout, so no penalties for Force Korea. So we are on the front row today. Vettel is in front of Magnussen. I think, no, the Mercedes just had a bad qualifying. In fairness, they were 3/10 behind me, and they're only on the 3rd row. So, not the best in the world. Renault didn't have a good result, though. Ricardo down in P11 with Ocon, down in P15 with the grid penalty there. So, that's not so good for him. But, Giovinazzi, also the other man to take a grid penalty. It's not that bad to take a grid penalty around Azerbaijan, especially, in the wet, you're choosing less time. But as you can see, on your lovely flying screens, it's a full wet race, and it's not going to change in conditions. It's going to stay full wet. Great. I love it. Awesome. Right, here we go. Here we go then. Right, 5 red lights. Let's get this race underway then. And it's lights out, and we go here to start the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in the full wet then. And let's get going then. It's been a pretty good start for us, actually. We've got a nice clean run in towards turn 1, which is absolutely beautiful. Vettel then, it looks like he's going to overtake my teammate Perez here for the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but as we gingerly make our way through in towards turn 2, just understanding the circuit a little bit in full wet conditions now, as we blast on down the straight here. Vettel already 1.3 back. We've got a yellow flag in the background, so someone's had an issue there. End of the lap though, we're now coming through in towards the final set of corners, and that's a little bit slippery and slidey. Vettel there gets a very nice run though off of that exit. We're going to have to deploy some ERS here to fend off against Vettel. Vettel actually backs out of it there. I've closed him up against the wall, or squeezed him should I say, and he tried to go for it there, but this time now he's going to go towards the outside line and try and feed his way into the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've got the inside line, and we can just take that corner nice and comfortably there, and job done, position saved. Lap 2 of the Grand Prix now, and once again, the car was feeling terrible. As we go through towards this section, I'm lifting off the throttle, and again, the back end just doesn't want to work with me, as the car it's just so slippery out here now. And it's just about surviving really, because I literally hate this track most of the time in the dry. So all that was a bit close there. In the wet though, it's another matter as we've got to start finish line. It's the fast lap of the race so far. We're still 1.2 seconds clear of my teammate Perez, so some progress is being made as Lance Stroll sets the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but that's quickly beaten by Sergio Perez. And now we've gone to lap 5 of the Grand Prix here, and again, now I'm actually struggling to just get any form of performance. I really just can't find a proper balance with that section of those 2 corners then. Because if I lift off and then get on the power, the AIs are already just on my back. But if I go flat out to try and attack the AIs and counter them, I lose the back end of the car. So, yeah, it's a lose-lose situation really. As Vettel now tries to go for it again around the outside, but we'll cover that one off, and we're still in the lead of this race. And now my thought process is, can I get Sergio Perez away from all of this? He's at the fastest middle sector of the race so far, but now as we go through in towards this corner, getting a little bit wayward there on the exit, back end slides a little bit, and that's us into the wall, and that is an early retirement from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That time around, I was pushing, and that time around, we got caught out. You can see I actually went wide into the corner anyway, but as we go through now onto a replay here, so we got through the first corner all right, but then through the second corner, we already drifted wide, and we just lost the rear end of the car. There was no grip through those two corners, and it was just an absolute disaster of a Grand Prix. We retire after just 6 laps. Yep. Well, that's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I hate this. What? A Renault has won. Both the Renaults started P11 and P15. How on earth have they won? Let me see. Who won this race? Hang on. Who's won this Azerbaijan? Ricciardo has won. From starting P11, he's won the race. And if you check the track map before I crashed, he was quite a long way behind. How on earth has he just done that? Well, I've seen it all now. But yeah, I mean, looking at, where did Ocon finish then? 8th. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I was damned if I didn't, and I was damned if I do, and I was damned if I don't. That complex of corners there, if I went slow and lifted off the throttle, they were all over my back on the straight. If I then went flat out to try and counter and then just try and build that confidence up, I'd just lose the rear end. And as soon as I took the first corner, I then left myself too wide for the second corner. And then you saw there that then the rear end just snapped, and I couldn't get it back. Conditions were horrible, yeah, it was terrible. But as you can see then, Ricciardo wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix ahead of Perez and Vettel. Bottas, Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, Ocon, Sainz, Magnussen rounding off the top 10. With Albon finishing outside the points, same with Lance Stroll. And as you can see, it was myself that was the only man to DNF from this Grand Prix. What a shambles. But yeah, it is what it is. It happens in Formula 1 sometimes. Drivers' Championship, our gap closes by 13 points now. I believe we had a 53-point advantage. That's now down to 40, which is a bit of a blow there. But of course, you know, things like that happen. But a big congratulations, though, for Sergio Perez, because I believe that's actually the first time that Perez has been on the podium for us as a team. We still lead the Constructors' Championship, but this time only now 9 points separates us. But and in the rivalry as well, we are going to take a big... In fact, overall, just like in the Spanish Grand Prix, we're going to take a big hit on all areas. So we lost heavily in the rivalry to Vettel. Our driver acclaim is not going to go up. Perez is going to, because he claimed his first podium for Force career, which is awesome. I forgot to mention that, actually, that he hadn't claimed a podium yet for us, but he has done now, so that's cool to see. In terms of completing a race lap during a weekend, we failed that one because I literally didn't get anywhere. And then damage deductions, I didn't get anywhere. Perez did all that for us. So yeah, awful weekend. We still have 11.8 million, and I am now looking to save that as we get ever closer towards the Austrian Grand Prix, where we're obviously going to be looking to keep Perez for another season. So obviously I want to make sure that I've got him secured, and then I can just go ham with the money then. That's sort of the plan there. But as you can see, we do actually have an upgrade on the car for the intercooler, and we've got 2 more sponsorships that we can renew, which is literally for doing the 100 laps during the race weekend, and then one of them was for a fastest lap in a session. So I actually went ahead and decided to manually have a little look, and then I thought, actually, you know what, the gold bonuses are just so good that I'm just going to keep them. So that's exactly what I do in Uno Momento whenever I find Satellite again. They've just got great weekly and goal bonuses that there's just no point in me getting rid of them. So we'll keep them onto the car. And those sponsors are not going to be on the car for next episode because, as per usual, I forgot to put them on. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. We're going to make an upgrade to the chassis now to try and improve on that area, as Renault now have the best chassis on the grid, and try and move forward with our car. Things like this happen, though, you know, sometimes you have some good races, sometimes you just have some bad races. I just can't race around Azerbaijan in the wet. Clearly, I need to do some practice, as if that happens again, we'll be stuffed. But for now, guys, I'm out. Take care all. Peace.